Good morning. It is Saturday, July 19th. I'm going to do my first 24-hour readathon. I'm really excited to do this challenge and see how much I can read in 24 hours. Now, I'm not going to be reading for the duration of 24 hours. I'm not going to stay up. My mental health would not like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the timer. We're going to set it for 24 hours, and I will only log the times that I'm actually actively reading. There are some things that I need to do today around the house. Clean my room. I need to head over to the used bookstore, and I also need to pick up a prescription. There are going to be times when I'm not reading, so that's why we're going to use the timer situation. This may be over the course of like 3 or 4 days, but I'm pretty hopeful that it might only take 2, just because I do have a lot of time to read, so we'll see. I am currently almost done with my July TBR. Thank you, Mira. We will have plenty of time to pick out some new books. I don't know what those books are yet, so you'll get to pick them with me. The goal would be to either read a 𝖒𝖊𝖉𝖎𝖙 book or read down my physical TBR. In this vlog, I will be talking about the books that I'm reading. I'll probably be updating you at where I'm at in the book. So if you don't like spoilers, just proceed with caution. I will let you know when I may be talking about spoilers, and just feel free to skip those parts. So like any day, I'm gonna start with making some coffee. So the first book that I'm going to be reading during this 24-hour readathon is a book by Elin Hilderbrand called Here's to Us. I'm currently 58% of the way through the book, and so far it is just a book. It's slowly been keeping my interest the further I read along. And so that's good, because the first 30%, I was really concerned that I wouldn't like it. As the story progresses, the characters become more interesting, they become more interconnected. You learn more about the characters and their background and how they met the main character. So I'm not hating it, and it's a book. I'm glad I'm reading a book. I am determined to finish it, because very rarely do I DNF, especially if it's a friend's recommendation. Because maybe the last 40-50% get really, really interesting. I'm also reading this physically and with my Kindle. Just because this is a really large book, I haven't been wanting to take it places to work and stuff. So this has been my work read. Whenever I get tired of holding the book, I switch to the Kindle. Deacon and Scarlet Part 1. That puts us at 69%. So we read about 10%. Currently we're at 23 hours, 13 minutes, and 25 seconds. So not quite an hour yet in, but I had to stop my time lapse because the battery is low. So I thought I would just check in on the book. So I am 69% of the way through, and I have some thoughts. There's a lot of, I don't know if we'd call it character building or world building, but it's like kind of the same thing. There's a lot of description of kind of what's going on around them, description of the house around them, or they're really describing Nantucket in grave detail. I sometimes don't care. So they're talking, well, first of all, it breaks down recipes because Deacon is a chef. I think it just for, I don't know if they're filler or if the intention from the author was that you make these recipes, but there's just recipes in this book. Not too many, but a couple scattered here and there. And I find myself just like skimming that because I simply don't care about the recipe. Like, I get it. He's a great chef and he created dishes for restaurants and things, and okay, awesome. Also, there was one small excerpt of like a wiki article of one of the characters. I skimmed that as well because I really only want to know the character as she is now, and I don't feel like I need to like read her wiki article. I don't care where she was from. I don't care what shows she was in, you know, stuff like that. So I'm finding there are some parts that I just don't care about, but that's okay because I'm just skimming those. I'm not really wasting a whole lot of time on that. I do like that there are present day scenes and flashback scenes. I think that's really cool. I've noticed I like that in other books as well. So maybe that's just kind of my cup of tea. But I like how the past chapters or the flashbacks, they give you that connection between the two characters and either how they met or how situations came to be. I think that's really nice. You're learning a lot about the main character through these flashbacks. The book is about, and I don't know if I'm spoiling, let me just check. No, I'm not. It's about 3 women coming together. They all were married to this man at some point in their lives, and the book is, so far, I'm 69% of the way through, and we've only spent a day and a half. So that's kind of crazy. But it's about these 3 women that are coming together who've essentially hated each other this whole time because, you know, maybe one wife led to another, or there was something suspicious going on between 2 people. I feel that there's a main character, but there's also these 3 women, which we're learning about their connection with the main character. So maybe he's actually just a side character, and the book is actually just about these 3 women because we're really learning about them and their connection with the main character and why they hate each other. And I think that the way that the book is going, they're working through their hatred for each other, and they're probably at the end of the book going to be nice towards each other. I think we're learning throughout the book that there's a lot of misconception, miscommunication. I think they're going to learn that, like, in the end, they're just these 3 women trying to live their lives. That's kind of my prediction for the end of the book, because each woman, you're going through their story and you're watching them kind of change and grow, and you're learning why they feel the way they feel and really the roots of it. And it's hard. Like, you have a lot of understanding for these characters and where they're coming from and why they're acting the way they're acting. There's also like side characters. There's children involved, and we're learning about them, some of their like subplots, like some of their hardships. And there's just a lot of like character building in this. And I might not choose to read this author's books in the future, but I'm glad I'm doing this. The writing style is different and kind of good for me. I've enjoyed the writing style. It's, again, she's not cutting corners. She's not like skipping out on stuff, but her sentences are really like short because she's almost like playing the scene out in the sentences. Like, instead of writing an entire this is going to be a weird analogy. Instead of writing an entire story, she's kind of giving us bullet points. But it works, and it makes sense in the story. Marianne had rested her hands on Belinda's shoulders. Marianne had nice skin, lightly tanned, with just a few laugh lines around her eyes. She exuded a certain calm and wisdom and centeredness. Belinda could tell her life had been privileged, but she didn't take it for granted. She probably practiced yoga, gave thanks every day, made soup from scratch, took an annual weekend someplace warm with her college roommates, chaperoned school dances, and loved Christmas. I don't know, it's just very like and not super fluffy, which for my brain, that works really well because I feel like I'm getting the whole story, but in less time, which I enjoy. I'm probably gonna get a snack. I haven't had breakfast yet. I'm probably gonna get a snack and probably read for a little while longer. It is already 12:21 and I should probably go to the store. Tonight I'm having a little hangout and we're gonna barbecue and have some dinner. So I need to go to the store. I need to get the meat. I need to have my husband marinate the meat for me so it can be barbecued at 5. currently 2:16 p.m. I am 77% of the way through this book. I've just been reading for 30 minutes out here in the sun, trying to get some vitamin D. It's a beautiful day out. It's like 21 degrees Celsius out here. I think that's roughly 65 or 70 Fahrenheit. But there's no wind. The sun is beaming, so it is really a beautiful day. Little update with Here's to Us. The women still can't get along. There is some humor there, but nothing memorable. I guess it's not supposed to be like a funny story, so I don't know what I expect, but some drama, some tea. This book is constantly just people uncovering things about each other. So it's good that the wives are getting clarity on their relationships with this man and with each other. Big plot twist just happened to one of the characters. Somebody showed up at the house and they're very surprised at why this person is there. So it's going to be interesting to see how the character handles that situation. I think that I am going to keep reading, obviously, but I'm going to go in the shade this time because it is quite hot. I'm going to lay by the flowers. We'll see how long that lasts before the bugs chase me away. Just a small disclaimer that nobody asked for. Two small disclaimers that nobody asked for. One, if you see my husband in the background, he's just reading. He's just hanging out, having a good time. Also, no comments about my deck, my flower boxes, or my weeds in my garden back there. Next week, we're getting a new deck. And so all of this will look different by the end of summer, which is really exciting. We just recently got our fence redone, which it looks amazing. I don't know if you can see that in the background. Yeah, you can. We just got our fence redone, so that looks amazing. And now we're going to get a new deck to match. So if you see the disarray behind me, just ignore it. I am noticing about this book that I don't care for is, so these people, some of them are celebrities, some of them are well known, some of them come from lots of money, and it's very apparent that these people operate in a different tax bracket as me, and I don't know if I'm enjoying that, just because this book isn't super relatable. Like, they're losing a house that cost a lot of money. Can't relate. They're talking about debt. I guess I can relate to debt, but not this type of debt. And then they keep referring to places, well-known places, name-dropping restaurants and clubs and resorts. I just kind of don't care. I could do without, like, Joel's parents, the owners of the Biblical Dinner Theater in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Oh, okay. Am I supposed to be like, oh no? I don't know if the author is just like trying to make this a big deal, like trying to make it sound like this is a big deal, but it just doesn't matter to me. I just don't care. So just wanted to throw that in there because I think that's one of the problems I'm having with this book is just the name dropping. I'm like, get over yourself. Nobody cares. Nobody knows what that is. Nobody cares. Get over yourself. I can't say anything. Spoiler, but there is a character in this book that accidentally just ingested heroin. I started this time lapse and I was just gonna read for 30 minutes and literally like the beginning of this chapter, the girl opens the packet and empties it into her mouth. She thought it was brown sugar. It was heroin. The entire bag. Oh my gosh. I can't wait to see something. This is terrible. This is so terrible. This is terrible. Everything's terrible. Just as I decided to record, the neighbors started mowing their lawn, so please forgive me, but I have to do this update now. I'm currently at 21 hours, 50 minutes, and 47 seconds, and I am at 85% of the way through my book. I just got an impromptu call from my mother-in-law. She wants to go to a place where you paint ceramics, and I've never done that before, so I thought, okay, that would be a good activity. So I'm going to have to cut my reading time a little short for today, because also I have my friend's dinner at 5, so I'm probably not going to be able to read for the rest of the day, but that's okay. Right now, I am reading about the last wives, basically divorce with the main character, and we're uncovering the truth. It's, again, this book is filled with misunderstandings, and we thought things happened this way, but it turns out things actually happened a different way. There's a lot of characters in this book. There's Laurel, Buck, Angie, Hayes, Belinda, Belinda's kids, Belinda's husband. Then there's Scarlett, Scarlett's child, Scarlett's other love interest. Like, there's a lot going on. So I think that's what's keeping my attention, is because we're bouncing from character to character to character. There are some characters we hear from more than others, and I'm wondering if there's a significance there with actually, like, who's the story about, who's gonna have the big moment. There are ants crawling everywhere, and I've got to go, so I only have like 15 minutes to get to this place and paint, so maybe I'll bring my camera. Maybe I'll record some stuff, show you guys what I do. Cheers. So I just finished Here's to Us, and my feelings remain the same about it. It is a book. It was an okay book, and it did get more interesting as the story went along. The ending was interesting. There was a bunch of reconciliation, and it's more of like a happily ever after, I guess. It ties everything up at the end. Really no questions as to what happened to the characters after the story was done. And yeah, it was kind of like a full circle book. So you kind of end where you began. And I like that. It was well thought out. I don't think it ended too quickly. I think the ending was okay. I liked the characters more than I liked the plot. I think I did enjoy learning about the characters. I did enjoy reading about the characters. I enjoyed hearing their stories. I don't want to spoil this book because I've done really good not spoiling it so far. So I'm not going to go into detail, but I would probably give this a 2.5. No, is it a 3? Sometimes I have to look at other books that I've rated to see if it was, it's like up to par. So let's look at some of my other 3-star books. Okay, so I rated In the Wee Small Hours 2. This book was better than that. I rated 𝖊𝖉𝖕𝖎𝖏 2. I rated Part of Your World 2. Hooked 2. Powerless. I can't believe I rated Powerless. Actually, that was a DNF. I should probably remove that rating. The Nanny was a 2. Okay. City of Ashes 3. City of Bones 3. Stardust 3, Assassin's Blade 3, Fireborn 3, The House in the Cerulean Sea 3, What You Wish For 3, One Dark Window 3, Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. Okay, so I like those books way more than I like this. So maybe this is a fair 2. It kept my attention for a good amount of time. I would recommend it to a small group of people. I probably won't remember this book for a long time. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Glad I read it. Glad that I have officially read down my July TBR. So a video on the reviews for that to come. But that means we get to choose our next book. So I'm gonna need my Kindle for that. Okay, so we're gonna mark this as finished. Done. Okay, so I have a few books that I should be reading. A couple of them are from NetGalley. So I'm probably gonna pick from those. Infernal Hearts. There's Infernal Hearts, and then there's The Book of Lost Hours. I also have Forged in Flame and Shadow, which is by Zara Storm, which I have read her first book and absolutely loved, so I would love to read that one. But I think The Book of Lost Hours is part of their like camp thing. So I'm probably gonna read that one. Let me just see what it's about. Let's go to NetGalley. The Book of Lost Hours by Hayley Gelfuso. It's expected to come out August 26, 2025, and it has a 4.27 rating on Goodreads out of 331 ratings. That is pretty good. Okay, so for fans of the Ministry of Time and the Midnight Library, a sweeping, unforgettable novel following 2 remarkable women moving between post-war and Cold War era America and the mysterious time space, a library filled with books containing the memories of those who bore witness to history. Enter the time space, a soaring library filled with books containing the memories of those who have passed and accessed only by specially made watches once passed from father to son, but mostly now in government hands. This is where 11-year-old 𝖒𝖊𝖉𝖎𝖙 finds herself trapped in 1938, waiting her watchmaker father to return for her. When he doesn't, she grows up among the books and specters, able to see the world only by sifting through the memories of those who came before her. Historical fiction, fantasy, time travel, science fiction, romance fiction, adult, historical fantasy, magical realism. Okay, so this was one of the picks that I got to choose from like their little camp thingy on NetGalley, and it is not yet published and it's got really high ratings, so we're gonna see if I'll like it. Historical fiction is not my typical go-to, but there is fantasy, time travel, and romance, so I think we should start that one. We are currently at 20 hours, 46 minutes, and 30 seconds. Not really what I wanted to achieve today. I wanted to get like 10 hours. I wanted to read for 10 hours today, but that didn't happen. We had stuff to do. Tomorrow is going to be more hopeful. I actually do have like laundry to do, but that's just at home stuff. Hi Mira. So we should be able to read a lot tomorrow. Fingers crossed. I'm probably gonna get a drink, get cozy in bed, do kind of my like face skincare stuff, and then I am gonna probably start on my Kindle. It is Sunday, July 20, 9:30 a.m. I'm really excited to jump into reading today. We're gonna start a new book. We're gonna start a NetGalley book called The Book of Lost Hours. But before we jump into that, I want to do a little recap from yesterday. Yesterday we finished Here's to Us by Elin Hilderbrand, read approximately 175 pages, and we read for 3 hours and 13 minutes. I read approximately 54 pages per hour. I did switch between the physical book and my e-reader, so my speeds may have changed based off of if I'm flipping pages or tapping a screen. Let me know what your reading speed is, because I'm curious where I stack up in comparison to others. I know it's not a competition and I'm not trying to read faster. I'm just curious if that's low or average or pretty high. My reading speed is around 1.5 speed. When I'm listening to an audiobook and reading along with it, I've determined that that's my reading speed, which I think is probably pretty average. I do know that a lot of YouTubers that read for their job, they're kind of reading at like a 2-point speed. So that kind of just gives me like a benchmark. But again, read at your own pace. Read when you can. Read as much as you can. Read as little as you want. It's not a race. It's not a competition. We're all doing this just for pure enjoyment. That's just some data for you. I personally enjoy data. I'm working in a marketing department, so analytics is a big part of my job. So we did finish Here's to Us. I did give a kind of finishing thoughts around that book, so I'm not going to go into it. I am happy to give the book back to my coworker, and I do appreciate the recommendation. As always, if you guys have recommendations too, do not hesitate to drop them in the comments. So the next book that we're reading is called The Book of Lost Hours by Hayley Gelfuso? Gelfuso. This sounds like the GIF debate of the Great Millennium era. So I don't know what it is. If you know, let me know. But anyways, we're going to jump into this book. We looked up the synopsis last night, and it is a little intimidating with the historical fiction aspect. So hopefully that doesn't stop me from liking it, from enjoying it. But I'm really excited to give a really thorough review. When I read NetGalley reads like this, I typically keep notes after some like milestones that I hit, like the first few chapters. How do I feel after 100 pages? I really just like to keep updated so that when I'm writing my review, it's very, solid. Okay, so we're just going to jump into this, and I will check in with you guys later to tell you my thoughts. I don't really have a goal for today's reading. I just want to read a lot because it is Sunday, and I do work Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. So this is when I'm going to get the big chunk of the 24-hour challenge done. Yeah. So laundry, reading. Like, I don't even have that much laundry to do, so it should be mostly reading. So I'll see you guys on the other side. So I'm currently on chapter 3, around 12%, and we are currently, pause the timer, at 19:45:16. So far my thoughts of this book are, it's interesting. There is obviously a huge historical part of this book. We're time traveling, and so we've already been to a few different years. We've already been to a few different places in the world. That is interesting. It's working for the book. I'm enjoying it. I'm not hating the time travel aspect of it. Also, the very beginning, the first chapter was actually really intriguing. Very sweet chapter. Very startling turn of events. My interest is piqued. I am interested in this story. The pacing is really good. The writing is really, it's done well, and the chapters are really long. Unfortunately for me, long chapters are tougher for me to get through just because I'm always kind of anticipating the next chapter. I don't know if this is a toxic trait, but I like to see how many minutes are left in a chapter because it's like in my head, I'm always planning like, am I gonna get up? Am I gonna get a snack? Am I gonna take a drink? Am I gonna go do something else? So when I see that there's like 24 minutes left of a chapter, I'm like, okay, like I still have a while to go. Like it doesn't feel good. I almost prefer when chapters are smaller so that I have more opportunities to take a break if I need, because I very rarely stop in the middle of a chapter unless I like absolutely have to. But so far so good. Long chapters are really my only, I don't even want to use the word issue, but really the only thing that's working against me right now. I'm interested to keep going and see what's going on. So far it's about, I'm not really sure who the main character is of the book yet, just because we're time traveling and we're accessing memories. So you're almost time traveling through other people's experiences. I'm not sure who the main character is because it's still early. It was the first 12% of the book, so we'll find out that sooner or later. But I'm going to probably start laundry. I'm going to eat some breakfast, and then I'm gonna lock in for another hour or so. So it is 6:09 on Sunday, July 20th. I have done a bunch of reading and napping today. We have read down to 17 hours, 37 minutes, and 40 seconds, which is about 3 hours and 8 minutes spent reading today. I am 35% of the way through my book, and that is about 145.5 pages read today in those 3 hours. So it looks like I've been reading about 46 pages per hour. So again, I think that's my average. I'm not sure how I stack up against everyone else, but this book is getting really good. The beginning had kind of, I don't want to say like a slow start, but like a mediocre start. I was a little scared with like the historical fiction aspect of it. I thought that would be something either I needed to have previous knowledge about, or I'd be lost and like not know what's happening. But actually, I feel like the historical part of it plays very little role in the time travel. So you really don't need to know what was happening in those years in order to know what's going on in the story. They're doing a really great job telling you what's going on and telling you what you need to know to understand the plot. There is romance in this book, and so far it's been closed door, and it's only 35%, and I've already reached a point where the plot kind of twists a little, and that's interesting to me because now I'm curious what's going to happen at the 50% mark, or even 75%, or later in the book. But the story is actually so interesting, and the writing is, again, still continues to be good pacing. We do kind of go by like every couple years things change and there's updates, so I would say it's fast paced as far as the timeline, but also medium pace for like reading. The book kind of sucks you in and you forget that you're reading for 30 minutes, and the chapter, even though it's long, which again I thought I would struggle with, actually goes pretty quickly. So not mad about that. So I'm really excited to get into kind of the next third of the book. I'm excited to see what happens at the 50% mark, and if it continues to grasp me as it has. We're gonna eat dinner, some leftovers, and probably gonna jump into bed and just continue to read. We've read down to 17 hours, 6 minutes, so we've been reading for a total of 6 hours and 53 minutes and 39 seconds. We have finished one book and we have started another, and I'm currently 42% through the Book of Lost Hours. Still having a great time. There are some sad moments already. Again, we're only 42% of the way in, so I'm curious what's going to happen after the last 50%, but I'm just really enjoying this book. Sunday has been so calm and so chill. Just have laid around and read and napped, and I watered my plants, and I started some laundry, and yeah, I'm just gonna read for the rest of the night. Oh yeah, I also like washed my hair and took a shower, so things are good. I'm thinking we'll only be able to read for another like 4 or 5 hours tonight. That won't even bring us to halfway. So it's taking me Saturday and Sunday to get almost to halfway through our 24-hour challenge. That's okay. You know, we've got things to do, so I can't avoid it. You can't avoid life. Tomorrow I do work, and then we're going to get some groceries. So I'll only get a few hours in of reading tomorrow, but I will definitely be trying to finish this book tomorrow. I'm not sure what the next book I want to read is going to be, but I do want it to be a physical book, and it's probably going to be one from my physical TBR because I'm banning myself from buying books for the rest of the month until I can read down some of my physical TBR. So that's kind of the plan for the next 2 days. I'm thinking it's going to be like a romantasy. I'm thinking I want to read something, maybe like a lighthearted romance. I'm not sure. This book is fantasy mixed with some sci-fi, and so it's scratching that fantasy itch, but it's kind of a story of yearning and loss and maybe like feeling unsure of yourself or what's going to happen. And it's just kind of heavy. The book is kind of heavy. You just have a sense of sadness while you're reading the book. But I cannot predict the direction it's going. So far there's been a few twists, so I'm so super interested in how it's going to end. So I think to pick us up out of that feeling of sadness or heaviness, we might do something light and romantic, or whimsy and maybe, yeah, whimsy and fantasy. I think I'm gonna end the night with, taking care of my laundry, and we're just gonna lay in bed. And since I have the book on my Kindle, I'm just gonna lay in bed and read until I get sleepy. So see you there. I don't know if you guys, I know you guys just watched that time lapse that I made. I think I was filming it for 20 or 30 minutes. In 20 and 30 minutes, every time I was getting up and down and looking around and being distracted, it's because my dang cat, this is the naughtiest she's ever been in such a short amount of time. I don't know why she was being so rebellious. I don't know what crawled up her booty, but dang, she's eating my plants. She ate that plant. She got up and ate that plant. She wanted to eat that plant. She wanted to get on the counter. She was looking up at the cabinets, trying to figure out how she could get up there. I'm sure you saw her running all around. Girl, it's 11:30 at night. I'm trying to read, trying to make this video. She was driving me crazy. And now she's calm. I think sometimes we get out of routine. I should be in bed by now. So she is kind of stressy, oh, I don't know what to do. Why aren't you in bed? I'm tired. So I don't know, that's my guess. But yeah, so if you see me bouncing around in my time lapse, that's why. My damn cat. Can't get no peace around here. I've been reading for about 12 hours. We're around the halfway mark. Today is July 22nd. It's technically midnight, but I haven't gone to bed yet, so we're calling it July 22nd. I think. I don't know what day it is, to be honest. Everything's a blur. I am 90% of the way through my book. Chapter 19 and chapter 20 and chapter 21 were so intense, action-packed, things were happening. There was a lot going on, and so that was great. I really enjoyed those chapters. There's a lot that I was highlighting. It's very clear that the FMC will literally do anything for the people that she cares about. I have no regrets about this book. This has been such a fun time, and this book came randomly to me through a NetGalley promotion. It was, this is so unexpected, and I hope that the author knows what a gem this book is. This is easily going to be a 5-star maybe a 6-star. I've never had a 6-star. I won't say 6-star, but I will say such a high 5. Like, this is my first 5-star of 2025. That's a lie. Deep End was a 5-star. Okay, maybe not like the first 5-star of 2025, but like close. This is so exciting. I've been keeping notes so I can write a thorough review for 𝖒𝖊𝖉𝖎. I just want the author to know that like this book is truly a masterpiece. There's some notes, like there's some like things that probably need to be fixed, and I don't know if it's too late because I think the book is going to be published in August, so I don't know how it all works, but what a good time. I'm curious how the book is going to end because there's a point in the book where we already know, like we're in the future, so we know what's happening, and now we're seeing how it all comes together. So I don't know if that's how the book is going to end, because we were flopping back and forth between past, present, and people's memories, and it's a lot. Like, it's a lot to follow, but that hasn't changed my opinion about it. I wasn't able to read a lot today, and when I say I wasn't able to, I just mean it wasn't in the cards. I worked a full day, got home at 5, made dinner casually, made a phone call after dinner, and ever since the phone call, I was so sleepy. And I knew I wanted to edit tonight, and I knew I wanted to read tonight. I thought I'd finish this book tonight. I mean, we do only have 10% to go, but it is already 12:20 on July 23rd. So I don't know. Do I do it? Do I just full send it to the end? Yeah, so anyways, I didn't get to read as much as I wanted to today. I didn't start till 11:30. At 10:30, I started editing a short for tomorrow, a YouTube short. So make sure you go like and subscribe, that stuff, because that is truly helpful. When you guys watch my stuff, the video, it'll already be out by the time that you see this. But the video is me, my excuses for buying books. And I think I'm going to start doing like a monthly version of that, just because I think it's fun to really come to terms and accept the reasons why I buy books. So hopefully you guys like it. Tomorrow, maybe I won't finish the book today because I don't want to start a new one tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be, I'm going to get home, I'm going to eat dinner, and it's going to be just like an editing day. But I have to read something because I don't want to break my fable streak. I have a 112-day streak, so I have to read something tomorrow, but I don't want to start a new book tomorrow. So I think what's going to happen is I'm going to stop here at 90%. What a tragedy that is. And I'll read the last 10% tomorrow. Maybe either at work or maybe like when I get ready for bed or something. Yeah, that's probably the plan. I should go to bed. I left out the part where I took a 3-hour nap. Did I mention that? After my phone call, I took a 3-hour nap. That's what happened between 7:30 and 10:30. And then 10:30 I went to edit. And then 11:30 I was like, I need to read. And that's where we're at. Okay, yeah, so I'm going to end it here. And I think I'll see you guys tomorrow at work, probably. Nighty-night. It is July 23rd, and I am working on the last 10% of the Book of Lost Hours. It feels like I've been reading this book forever, but it's only been a few days, maybe like 3 or 4. But I'm on 93%. I actually had to stop at work in a really interesting point. So I'm actually a little stressed to see what's going to happen. This could go really well, or this could go horribly wrong. And I don't know if I have the strength to deal with the something could go wrong. I will pass away. If something bad happens to these characters, I will pass away. I don't have the strength. So let's just hope for the best. Strap in. It's going to be a wild ride. You have no idea what it's like to lose a part of yourself and not understand why. Okay. He said okay. He said okay. He didn't promise. Oh gosh. He didn't promise. Oh no. Oh, that's right. She doesn't know. Oh no. Wait. Wait. I said when they looked back at her, pointing it at him, I would rewrite all of history for you. Oh gosh, okay. Not knowing the outcome was one of the many dangers of living. My mother. Oh, you are as perfect as the moon and every last star in the sky. Ernest is so sweet. What? Oh. So I don't want to give spoilers for this book because it's not out yet. It's not published. But I'm just processing the end. And I don't know if I'm satisfied with the end. What a great book. What a spectacular book. Wow. 5 stars. 5 stars. Hands down. What a great book. If you like sci-fi, if you like fantasy, if you like time traveling, please read this book. It's so good. I wish I could say more. Maybe I will. When the book comes out and I buy it, maybe I'll say more about it. It looks like I forgot to start my timer. So I'm showing you the same exact time as I did last time. So I'll have to check that because I don't know how long I read for. Oopsies. Okay, so that book is done. That book is done. I'm going to write a very well thought out review for the author. Yeah. And it was a really heavy book. It was really sometimes serious. It was funny, but sometimes serious, and I don't know how to describe this feeling that I feel. It's not sadness, it's just, almost, I don't know, it's just this feeling. But now I need to read something that's more lighthearted, and I need something that's gonna not be so serious. So I think tonight we're gonna go watch a baseball game, a local baseball game, and then I'll probably come back and read for bed. I don't know, I'm kind of tired, we'll see what happens. I thought that I was going to be editing today, but I actually pushed that till tomorrow so I could go to the baseball game today. Priorities, right? So we'll check in with you a little later. Bye. Today is Saturday, July 26th, and it's been a few days since we've checked in, and I kind of filled you in on what was going on. First of all, don't mind any of the mess in my room. This is my bedroom. This is my safe space. This place doesn't need to look good for you. It is a safe space for me and my place that I go to when I am done, dealing with the day. So you mind your business when we talk about my bedroom. But anyways, I'm going to show you a haul because they were just sitting right in front of me. Also, I want to catch you up with the last few days. So we are on, if you haven't noticed, we are on book 2 of this little 24-hour readathon, which has spanned probably a week now. But that's just how life is, and that's how busy I am. So I don't feel sorry for that. But yeah, this is going to be kind of like what I read in a week, I guess, because that's what this video is turning out to. But also, I've been reading for 24 hours, not in one day, but over a week. So I am on my second book for this challenge. It is called People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. Maybe you've heard of it. If you like Happy Place, you'll like People We Meet on Vacation. And if you like People We Meet on Vacation, you'll like Happy Place. So those two books. Yep. I am 5 hours and 32 seconds left on our timer. So I have read within the last few days. I just didn't film it because I didn't think you needed to see me like this for 4 days in a row. Just been working and living life. Not a whole lot to report in. I did see Fantastic Four today. Great movie. You should go see it. I do love the Marvel universe myself. This movie was really good, so I would recommend it to you. I did cry, but I usually cry when there's sad scenes, so that's nothing. Nobody's shocked. We just had some barbecue at a family member's house, so grateful for that. And now we're home and we're getting cozy and we're going to live our best life this Saturday evening. Yesterday was Friday. I mostly just worked, and then we came home and I laid in bed and I ate frozen pizza that was disgusting. I watched some videos on YouTube and I read. And Thursday is too far away and I couldn't tell you what I did on Thursday. But I think in the past 2 days I haven't read a whole lot. However, what's been saving me is the audiobook. So I am also listening to People We Meet on Vacation in audio as well. And I've been doing that while I'm working. So I've actually covered a lot of ground in the book because of the audiobook. But I am, I think, like 85, maybe 90% of the way through page 319, chapter 33. And this is a kind of a past-present flip-flop book. So that was something that I really enjoyed about Happy Place, and that's what I'm enjoying about this one as well. I feel really connected with the characters, and I really enjoy the characters more when I kind of know their backstory and I know how these two people met and kind of the amount of time and energy that they've spent with each other. There's something there that my brain enjoys. Almost finished with that book, and then we're going to have lots of time left to start another one, and I could not tell you what that book is going to be. I'm probably going to be filming my August TBR here soon, so I probably could fit in one more July book, but I don't know what I want it to be. I don't know if I'm still in a contemporary mood or if I want to go and check out what fantasy's got. You know, I have a lot of contemporary on my TBR. I should probably read another one of those. So talking about this book for a second, I'm really loving the male character in this book. He is so sweet and so caring and just so lovable, and he's exactly what you would want. I can't speak for everyone, but he's exactly what I would want in a male companion. He's pays attention to details, and he doesn't forget anything, and he is there for you. And he's there for you when you don't even ask him to be there for you. And we love a guy that picks up on cues. No, we just love a guy because he truly cares, and there may not be anything in it for him, but he's there and he cares. So that's the book, and I'm loving it so far, and I'm curious how it will end. We just hit our kind of third act breakup, if you will, and we're going to see how we get through that. Went to the store today in between the movie and the barbecue, and I picked up some things that I would like to show you. So first and foremost, I picked up my daughter a Backstreet Boys shirt. She is a BSB fan, and I don't force her to. She has just enjoyed them on, like, you know, in close proximity, and I called her and I said, hey, do you want this shirt? And she's like, yeah, of course. So my little Backstreet fan, and clearly it runs in our DNA. Wink wonk, if you know what I mean. If you know, you know. And then this one is for me. Double XL Spice Girls shirt. We've got a little bit of a acid wash to it. And I just wanted something big and cozy. And this is kind of like a relaxed material. It's not super stiff. So when I immediately picked up the shirt and wanted to feel what kind of material it's made of, because I'm so sick of stiff t-shirts. So we're gonna jump into reading so that the night doesn't get away from us, and then before I go to bed I will probably already have an idea of what I want to read next, but we just need to sit down and make a decision. So strap in. So you are joining me for a little bit of Saturday cozy reading. Somebody came to say hello. You ready to cozy read with me? She said yes. So we are needing to pick out another book. It is currently Sunday, July 27th. It's almost noon, and as you can see, I've got my timer and my 𝖊𝖊𝖉𝖎𝖙 video going. I just got done doing a run. I'm doing a bit of a couch to 5K challenge for myself. So the movement felt good today. Washed my face, de-sweated myself. It's been a little bit of a slow start to the Sunday, which is exactly how it should be. So we're down here on the floor with our TBR shelf, and it's not just one shelf, it's 3 shelves. So we're down here on the floor because we need to pick a read to finish out our 4-hour and 40-minute timer. It's all we have left. So there's a few ways that we could go with this. We could go fantasy, we could go romantasy, we could go short book, we could go big book, we could go contemporary, romance. Really, we could go any way we want with this. I'm a big mood reader, and I am looking at a lot of these books, and I don't know if I'm feeling any particular way. I just finished People We Meet on Vacation, so typically I would go back to some sort of fantasy, but I'm not particularly sold on fantasy today. So this is what we have. We've got some beginning of the series. We could continue a series if we wanted. I need to continue the Red Queen series. I need to continue the City of Bones series. I need to continue our Throne of Glass series, and I need to read the last book of 𝖘𝖊𝖉𝖎𝖏. So there's a lot of options with continuing series, but we do have some new series here as well. Throne of the Fallen, Inheritance Games. We could do Six of Crows, Blood of Steel, Priory of Orange Tree, Fate Inked in Blood. We could do The Serpent and the Wings of Night. I do really want to read this book, but this is book 3, and I think I need to start with book 1. I don't know if this is if this is just an interconnected series or if I need to start with book 1. But I've been holding on to that till I figure it out. We could start the Bone season, Daughter of the Moon Goddess. I'm gonna be honest with you, we're not starting Mistborn, not today. That's high fantasy. We could start Divine Rivals. We could do Divine Rivals. Oh, Immortal is such a beautiful book. Look at this, so stunning. We could read The Cruel Prince. The problem is these are some newer books that I've recently gotten, and I don't want to just go in and read a new book that I've gotten. I need to read something that's been on my TBR for a while. We got 𝖒𝖊𝖉𝖎𝖏. We got Midnight Library, which I think is similar to the book that I just read, the Book of Lost Hours, so I'm not gonna go into that one. I could go for maybe another, this is just a shorty little contemporary romance. Honey and Spice is a Reese's book club pick. So this has been interesting to me. I could start Twisted Games, because I read Twisted Love already. I'm gonna move you, and so you can see some more options here. We have the 50 Shades series, which I have already seen the movies, so I kind of know what they're about. Don't know if I want to get into those. Isla and If I Never Met You is by Mari McFarlane, and I could start this because I am very curious about this author. I'm curious if this is an author that I would enjoy. So we could start If I Never Met You. I think that might be kind of fun. We can also start a Christina Lauren book, Love in Other Words, which again, have I read Christina Lauren already? I'm not sure. I could try out Nicholas Sparks for the first time. And then I have my Dollar Tree book, The Many Dates of Indigo, which this could be fast-paced, this could be fun. So that could be an option as well. So let's start ruling things out here. Do I want to finish a series? And we don't even have to finish it. We could just do I want to read a series? Glass Sword. You guys, this is really really difficult. Should we go to the TBR jar? Because I simply can't choose. I simply cannot choose. So maybe yeah, we'll just do this. Because I don't know. I can't make a decision on my own. Let me know down below what you would choose though. Out of some of those options, what would your next TBR read be? So what do we have here? What is it? Cover with fire, water, or storms. Okay. Cover with fire, water, or storms. So fire, water. I think 𝖒𝖊𝖉 has water. Yeah, 𝖒𝖊𝖉 has water. Fire, water, or storms. This is water, the paper palace. Fire, water, storms. This is water, the wish. I think this has been on my TBR before and I just couldn't get to it. 𝖈𝖍𝖆, I believe that's water. This is water. Ooh, Dead and Loving It. This is like short stories. I'm feeling that one. Northern Lights. I have lots of books with water on them. A Court of Silver Flames is literally fire. Guys, I don't know if I'm ready to read more of the 𝖈𝖗𝖘𝖍 series. It has been so long since I've read that series. Fire, water. Oh, Anna Todd has water. You guys can't see that. And I think this one is water. After We Collided, if I want some toxic romance. City of Glass has water. Oh, I think that's water. Down here, is that water? I think so. Okay, I think that those are our options. So, okay, so we have City of Glass, Northern Lights, Dead and Loving It, 𝖈𝖍𝖆, Nicholas Sparks, The Wish, The Paper Palace, and 𝖒𝖊𝖉. So our last July book of the TBR is gonna be, let's do like a face-off. Okay, so out of these two books, which one would I want to read? 𝖒𝖊𝖉. So that one wins, this one loses. Okay, let's Nicholas Sparks and 𝖈𝖍𝖆. That's how we're looking for length. I would want to read The Wish, I guess. Interesting. Between Northern Lights and this one, Dead and Loving It, this one for sure. So we'd put that one back. And then City of Glass is just here. So between these two, City of Glass and Dead and Loving It, I think this one. So we'll put this one back. Between Dead and Loving It and The Wish, I think it's gonna be this one. Dead and Loving It. And then 𝖒𝖊𝖉 or Dead and Loving It. I think it's gonna be this one. All right, there we go. That was not difficult. We figured that out real quick. Okay, so we're gonna finish our timer with this one, Dead and Loving It. 4 stories of love, lust, and howling laughter. So I will check in with you guys and let you know just how funny this book actually was. Alright, Sunday evening, 6:25 p.m. I have 1 hour and 12 minutes left on the timer, and Dead and Loving It. I'm on page 290 of 305 of Dead and Loving It. Total read time is 3 hours and 28 minutes, and I've read 290 pages out of 305. That leaves us with 15 more pages to go. I don't feel like it's going to be 15 more pages, but this book is so simple. It's an easy read. It's a book of its time, I would say. I'm not sure when it was published. Looks like 2006. Yeah, this is a book of its time. There are 4 short stories. Basically, there's a werewolf in every single story. They're funny. It's a good time. I'm probably gonna donate this book when I'm done with it. But, I'm just glad that we read it. I'm glad that it's going to be a book off my shelf. It is humorous. It's a little ridiculous. It's a little repetitive. Every story, I feel like, is the same story over and over again. Different characters. And it's so smutty. Like, it's so smutty. Every story has a moment or more where they are just all over each other. So if you are in the mood for a silly little smutty time, I would recommend this book to you. There are some questionable, there's some questionable language in here. And again, I think it's maybe because this book was 2006 or earlier that we probably wouldn't use those words anymore. So noted. I have 15 pages left, but I feel like I already know what I'm going to rate this book. I think it maybe deserves a 2. Nothing more. And I'm a little sad that I went out of July with this book. Technically, we have maybe 4 or 5 more days of July left. I could squeeze in another book before then. I mean, I will. I'm not going to stop reading, but it'll probably be on my August TBR video, and it will probably not count for a July read. Okay, so we have 1 hour and 12 minutes left. I actually have to start dinner, so I will have to pause at 15 pages left, and with 1 hour and 12 minutes to go, I'm going to have to pause the timer, and we're going to eat some food, and I'll end the night, and maybe give you guys a recap tomorrow about how it went. Okay, so we are only 57 minutes and 53 seconds away from completing our 24-hour challenge. I'm kind of in an awkward position here because I finished my book, rated it 2 stars, didn't enjoy it, but it was a quick read, whatever, we filled some time. But I'm in a weird position now because I only have 1 hour left. Oh, my cat, chaos. She's gonna jump, and then the tripod's gonna shake. Yep. Here we go. Okay. Anyways, I'm in a weird position because we have less than 1 hour to read left in the 24-hour challenge. It is almost the end of July, and I want to start another book, but we obviously won't finish it for this challenge. So here's what I'm going to do. As you saw earlier, I had a really hard time choosing something to read. We had to, use the process of elimination, figure it out. So we're going to use our spinning wheel to choose our next book because I'm really indecisive right now and I'm not in the mood for anything specific. So we're going to spin the wheel and see what it's chosen for us. However, all of the books that I own are in the spinning wheel, so this doesn't include anything that I don't own. And also, there's going to be parts of series in here where I would need to read one book before reading this book. So if we get a book that I need to read a different book before reading the book that was selected, we'll just spin it again. Okay? So we're going to spin it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Honey and Spice. Okay. Honey and Spice. This is actually a book that when we were picking a book earlier, I had picked it up and I was like, oh yeah, I could read this. So, okay, Honey and Spice it is. We're going to start that tonight. We're going to read down the timer, 57 minutes, and then I'll check in with you tomorrow to wrap everything up. We've officially finished the Readathon. We finished it last night at 11:20 p.m. on Sunday, July 27th. So I don't remember when we started this, but I'm pretty sure it took me 5 to 7 business days to finish this 24-hour readathon. But that's just how life is. I've explained it already. I work a 9 to 5, and this is all the time that I had. And honestly, 3 books, 2.5 books, no, 4. We read 4 books within this span of 24 hours, within the span of the week. So we finished the Book of Lost Hours. We started and finished People We Meet on Vacation. We started and finished Dead and Loving It. And last night, to round out the last 57 minutes of the readathon, we started Honey and Spice, which I'll have you know, I've been listening to the audiobook at work, and I am already on chapter 11. So who knows if that will really be in the July wrap-up or if it will count against our August TBR. I don't know. Probably we'll be able to finish it and squeeze it in there. But I'm filming that tonight, so probably just a notable mention. I don't know. Or it will just forever live between July and August. So thank you guys so much for joining us during this 24-hour readathon. We really appreciate you. We really appreciate you hanging out with us. And hope you enjoyed this kind of weekly edition of a 24-hour challenge. And if you like the video, make sure you like it and let me know in the comments so that I'll keep doing this kind of stuff. All right, see ya.